Hey everyone, I'm Oscar.
And I'm Giovanna.
And this is NexGen News. Here at NexGen News, we bring news to the next generation.
And now let's head to Oscar for our top story.
If you're like me, you've probably been in an Uber or Lyft before. Recently, Uber announced that their ride-sharing vehicles would be completely electric by 2040. They also committed to contributing $800 million to help drivers switch to battery-powered vehicles. Let's hear now from the CEO of Uber, Dara Khosrowshahi.
Uber has a clear responsibility to reduce our environmental impact, and today we're committing to work with cities to build back better together and to tackle the climate crisis more aggressively than ever before.
Lyft also promised to switch to 100% electric vehicles by 2030, but say they will not help drivers buy new battery-powered cars.
That sounds pretty cool, but I'm wondering, why will it take so long for these companies to go completely electric?
That's a good question. Luckily, I called my friends at Canoo, an electric vehicle startup, to get to tea. Today, we're talking to Veronica, who works for Canoo. Hey, Veronica, thanks for coming on today.
Thanks, NexGen News, for having me. Happy to be here.
Giovanna and I were wondering, why does the transition to driving fully electric vehicles take so long?
That's a great question. There are a lot of reasons why the transition to full electrification is such a complex process. The first of which being that battery electric vehicles are at this time still more expensive to produce than traditional internal combustion engine cars. So once we see batteries achieve cost parity, probably in the next few years, I think we'll see things move significantly. Another consideration is the infrastructure for electric vehicle charging in public electric vehicle charging. So many of the, especially more rural places in the United States, don't currently have connections to public charging networks, and that can contribute to range anxiety or the fear of running out of range in an electric vehicle. But as government incentives and infrastructure continue to improve, I think we'll see a significant increase in adoption.
Okay, that makes more sense. Thank you.
Last question, how is Canoo trying to revolutionize electric vehicles?
Oh, that's great. So here at Canoo, we really threw the rulebook out the window and asked ourselves how we could improve personal transportation for people living in cities. The first thing that we did was adopt a unique architecture that contains all the components of the electric powertrain in a flat chassis, or a skateboard, as we call it, that goes at the bottom of the vehicle. That allows us to totally open up the interior, so there's no engine compartment, there's no trunk compartment, and give you the interior space of a large SUV on this small exterior footprint. The other thing that we decided to do was make our first vehicle available 100% by subscription only, so it'll never be for sale. Subscription is a month-to-month sort of commitment-free process that gives you everything you need and nothing you don't. Maintenance, registration, access to insurance and charging, use of the vehicle, all contained for one monthly fee with no long-term commitment. So essentially, it's really all about flexibility.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Veronica, for talking to us today.
Thanks for having me.
I better start convincing my mom to get me an electric car when I turn 16. Hey, Mom!
I cannot fight, so I will take his place. The northern invaders will kill her.
If I expose her, our own people will kill her.
Is that the new Mulan movie?
Yeah, have you seen it?
No. I'm paying $30 on Disney Plus for that.
Well, although many people have spent $30 to see Mulan, the movie has received a lot of backlash, and some are even calling for a ban. The first issue that people have with the movie is that some of the scenes were filmed in the Xinjiang region of Western China. This region is home to the Uyghurs, an ethnic group that has been oppressed by China. Most Uyghurs are Muslims, and over 1 million of them have been forced into re-education camps by the Chinese Communist Party. These camps have been criticized by other countries, including the United States, for violating human rights laws. In addition to where it was filmed, the movie has also received backlash due to the actress that plays Mulan, Liu Yifei. On social media, Yifei endorsed mainland China's police force during the pro-democracy protests in Hong Kong this summer. During these protests, China's police officers used brutal measures and ultimately regained control of Hong Kong. Now let's hear from 23-year-old Hong Kong activist Joshua Wong, who is urging people to boycott the movie.
Now is the time for people to through the boycott action to let Disney to know that kowtow to China should not be the way out, and for celebrities or any actors that endorse the police brutality, the world will give response and backfire to it.
Well, now I definitely won't be spending my allowance to see that movie. Ma, we're not seeing that movie.
Me neither. I know we were just talking about movies and this might be a little weird, but did you know that there's this really old movie about a robot that's also a cop?
You mean like this?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah, I told my family it was so good. But this new story has a different type of RoboCop. Let's just say they are cuter and have something to do with reminding us about wearing masks. Engineers have developed a robot named Pepper that can detect whether people are wearing a mask to guard against COVID-19. When people approach Pepper, it scans their face. And if it detects the lower half of their face is uncovered, it says, "You have to always wear a mask properly." If it sees the visitor put on the mask, the robot follows up with the phrase, "Thank you for having put on your mask."
Well, that's pretty cool.
Sure is. Speaking of masks, let's go to Trenton and learn more about how masks really work in this week's edition of NexGen Science.
Hey NexGen viewers, it's Trenton here, and today I want to talk to you about the science behind masks. Sure, they can be awkward, uncomfortable, and even make your glasses fog up, but masks can be one of our best tools in staying safe and protecting ourselves from COVID-19. According to the information from the Journals of American Medical Association, masks provide protection against breathing in harmful pathogens and particulates, and help prevent exposing other infectious microbes that can be expelled during respiration. Here are some important things to know about wearing masks from the CDC. 1. Wear the mask over your nose and mouth and secure it under your chin. 2. Everyone should wear a mask except for children younger than 2, people who have breathing problems, or people who cannot remove the mask without assistance. 3. We should not wear masks intended for healthcare workers, for example, N95 respirators. 4. Make sure to wash your mask regularly if it's not disposable. And 5. The jury is still out on the use of gaiters or face shields. Researchers are still evaluating their effectiveness. I'm going to show you how easy it is to engineer a mask at home in a couple easy steps. All you'll need is some washable, breathable fabric cut to about 20 by 20 inches, and a couple of rubber bands or hair ties. Here we go. Fold your fabric in half. Fold the top down and the bottom up to meet in the middle. Next, you're going to have to get your rubber bands or hair ties to about 6 inches apart. Now, fold the outside pieces into the middle and tuck. Now your mask is ready to wear. Good luck making your own homemade mask. And remember to stay safe. I'm Trenton, and thanks for watching NexGen Science.
So do you think Trenton's gonna make us some masks too?
I hope so, but if not, I have this one ready to go.
Well, here at NexGen News, we've talked about how masks are a form of protection, but they can also sport a message. Which brings us to Naomi Osaka, who is this week's person to watch. Let's head to Trenton to hear more.
Hey everyone, meet 22-year-old Naomi Osaka, who is one of the top-ranked female tennis players in the world. Although she lived in the U.S., Osaka represents Japan as she was born and lived there as a child. Later on, her family moved to New York and lived with her Haitian grandparents. She and her sister learned how to play tennis from her father. Oddly enough, Osaka's father didn't play tennis but read a lot about it from books. Inspired by watching the great Serena Williams, Osaka worked hard alongside her sister Mary and turned pro before her 16th birthday. Now she has 3 Grand Slam titles under her belt. Most recently, she had a come-from-behind victory to win the U.S. women's singles title. This tournament was more than just tennis for Osaka. For each match that she played, she chose to wear a mask with the name of a Black American victim of police brutality or racial injustice, such as George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Tamir Rice. Although she may be shy, Osaka shows her power on and off the tennis court. And that's why Naomi Osaka is this week's person to watch.
For our last story today, we want to share something truly amazing.
Taco Bell's Flaming Hot Doritos Locos Tacos.
No.
Israel's window washing TikTok star?
No.
Okay, just tell me.
Art made out of leaves.
Art made out of leaves? That's easy. While you tell the viewers, I'll be over here making my own leaf art.
Don't mind Oscar. Prepare to be amazed. When COVID-19 struck, 23-year-old Mary Mae DeCaney from the Philippines lost her factory job. Looking for a way to make more money, Mary decided to take one of her favorite pastimes, art. Unfortunately, she had a hard time finding canvases to paint on, so she had to find another material, leaves. She uses leaves from a jackfruit tree outside of her house to create celebrity leaf art. Using a box cutter, she cuts the leaves to reveal well-known faces. Let's take a look at her art and see if we can recognize anyone famous.
I charge around 400 pesos for one piece of leaf art. It used to be just 200 pesos. I charge higher depending on the amount of details, which can make it more difficult to make.
After gaining thousands of followers on Facebook, Mary has sold hundreds of pieces of leaf art for about 400 pesos each, which is only about $8 US. Although that seems crazy cheap, starting this business has allowed her to provide for her family while not working 7 days a week plus overtime at a factory. I wonder if she can make one of Zendaya. Well, I'm back. How's your art looking?
Perhaps I was wrong. Celebrity leaf art is actually pretty cool.
How's mine?
Hey, that's cheating.
Well, NexGen viewers, that about wraps up our show for today.
Yes, good luck making your mask and your leaf art.
For now, I'm Giovanna.
And I'm Oscar.
And we are NexGen News.
Bringing news to the next generation.